Hiya! Welcome to the Garden Whisperer. I'm Ed, and this little guy you see here is CK, my trusted gardening helper. Today, we're embarking on a fantastic journey where space has no bounds, and the sky is quite literally the limit. Welcome to the world of vertical gardening. Whether you're cooped up in a Brooklyn apartment or chilling in sunny Adelaide, no space is too small or too vast for us to cultivate. Why vertical gardening? Why vertical gardening, you ask? Well, the question should really be, why not? Let's not wax philosophical here, there are plenty of reasons to embrace this way of growing. 1. Money grows on trees, or in this case, on trellises, walls, and racks. Growing your own food saves money, helps you eat healthier and fresher, and it feels pretty good to feast on produce you've raised with your own hands. Not that I'm a control freak. Just a stickler for details. 2. Even the tiniest spaces can become lush green havens. Urban jungles are all the rage, and vertical gardens, with their compact designs and endless aesthetic appeal, make this possible. And 3. It's smarter, not harder gardening. Less back-breaking weeding, less creepy crawlies to contend with, and say goodbye to hours spent on your knees in the dirt. Instead, you have more efficient water usage, better plant circulation, and increased variety within your reach. All in a smaller footprint. And let's not forget the joy of turning your green space into a living, edible decor piece. Who knew lettuce could make such a statement? And the bonus reason, it's just plain fun. There's a certain joy of seeing your walls and trellises bursting with life and colors. So, are you ready to join us in this vertical venture? CK sure is. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell for more gardening goodness. Let's dig in. Decide what to grow. Alright, let's have a little chat about deciding what to grow in your vertical garden. It may seem like a simple question, but can cause an awful sense of existential dread. It's like being asked that annoying question in school, what do you want to be when you grow up? I remember telling my teacher that I wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, and let's just say she wasn't too impressed. But hey, don't let the weight of this decision overwhelm you. It's an exciting opportunity to bring your garden dreams to life. Are you a fan of vibrant flowers that paint a rainbow of colors? Or perhaps you're more drawn to fresh veggies and herbs that can add a delicious touch to your culinary adventures? The choice is yours, and the possibilities are endless. So, take a deep breath, grab a cuppa. Now, let's talk about the plants that will bring your vertical garden to life. But first, a word of caution. Not all plants are ideal for vertical gardening. So, let's start with the don'ts to avoid any gardening mishaps. Root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, and beets require deep soil for their roots, which vertical gardens typically can't provide. And as much as we love pumpkins, watermelons, and winter squash, they tend to be too heavy for most vertical support systems. Let's leave those for the ground. Artichokes and corn need too much space and aren't quite suitable for vertical gardening. Fussy plants like broccoli or cauliflower can also be a challenge, and plants that require high nutrient levels may not thrive reliably in a vertical setup. Now that we know what to avoid, let's focus on the plants that thrive in vertical gardens. Leafy greens like spinach, lettuce, and kale have shallow roots and are just perfect. Plus, they're packed with vitamins and nutrients. Herbs, the kings of flavor, are a fantastic choice. Compact in size and with shallow root systems. Herbs like basil, parsley, chives, and mint flourish in vertical structures. Strawberries, with their shallow roots and cascading berries, are an absolute delight. And don't worry, tomato and pepper lovers. Many varieties can be trained to grow upwards, making them ideal for vertical gardening. For those who crave aesthetics along with their edibles, flowering vines like morning glory, clematis, or sweet peas bring a touch of beauty. There are special varieties of squashes and melons that can be trained to grow upwards, making them perfect for small spaces. Maximize sunlight. Now, let's shed some light on the sun and its role in our vertical gardening endeavors. Understanding how the sun moves across the sky is crucial. If you're a tech-savvy gardener, your trusty smartphone, with the aid of an app, can help you track the sun's path. But if you're more old school like me, grab a compass and channel your inner explorer. Ideally, your plants should bask in direct sunlight for a minimum of 6 to 8 hours. Picture those rays gently caressing their leaves, giving them the energy they need to thrive. The sun tends to shine its brightest in the late morning and mid-afternoon, around 10 a.m. to 2. Now, here's where things get interesting. Different veggies have different relationships with the sun. Some, like tomatoes and corn, are all about that intense sunlight. They are the sun worshippers of the vegetable world. On the other hand, we've got our cool cucumber buddies like bok choy, rhubarb, and arugula, who prefer a bit of shade to keep their cool. It all depends on the amount of space you have and what kind of veggie adventure you want to embark on. Remember, sometimes the best tool you have is right in front of you. Your own eyes. Take a moment to observe your space and how the sun dances across it. So, get out there, soak up that sunshine knowledge, and create the perfect haven for your leafy companions. Soil. The wonderful world of soil. You know, that stuff we sometimes dismiss as just plain old dirt. But let me tell you, my friends, it's so much more than that. It's magical and full of hidden treasures. Much like my white socks that CK playfully buried within its depths. The joys of gardening, am I right? Now, here's the thing. Many new gardeners get caught up in the quest for soil perfection. They think it's all about making the soil nutritionally dense with the right minerals, pH levels, and fertilizers. And don't get me wrong, those are important factors to consider. But there's so much more to the soil story. We've got weather and climate to think about, as well as air and water pollution, especially if you're an urban gardener. But here's a mind-blowing revelation. You don't actually need soil to garden. That's right, my gardening pals. We've got aquaponics, aeroponics, hydroponics, and a whole array of soilless gardening techniques to explore. It's not about ticking boxes or sticking to one method. In fact, for vertical gardening, you might even combine a few of these approaches. Let's talk about the incredible benefits of hydroponic gardening, shall we? First up, we've got faster growth rates and higher yields. The nutrients in a hydroponic system are delivered directly to the plant's roots. No energy wasted on nutrient absorption. This means our little plant buddies can channel all their energy into growing faster and producing bountiful harvests. It's like they've got a turbo boost. But wait, there's more. Hydroponic systems are water-saving superheroes. They recycle water, using up to a jaw-dropping 90% less water than traditional soil-based gardens. It's a win-win for Mother Earth and our water bills. And here's the cherry on top. Hydroponic gardening can be done vertically or stacked. That's right, my urban gardening darlings. We're talking space efficiency galore. So, even if you're tight on space, you can still grow your own fresh produce and create a mini oasis in the concrete jungle. You have the power to fine-tune the growing conditions to perfection. You're the master of nutrient balance, pH levels, and light exposure. This level of control significantly reduces the risk of disease and pests, which tend to lurk in the soil. Say goodbye to those pesky critters. And the best part? No more back-breaking weeding sessions in the dirt. Now, I must be honest with you. Like everything in life, hydroponics has its downsides too. It can be a bit pricier upfront, and your plants may be more susceptible to waterborne diseases. But hey, every gardening adventure comes with its challenges. The key is to stay informed and find the method that works best for you. So, whether you choose to go the traditional soil route or embark on a thrilling hydroponic journey, remember that gardening is all about experimenting, learning, and embracing making mistakes. Climbing frames. All right, let's talk about climbing frames and how they can level up your vertical gardening game. But first, let's have a Minecraft moment, shall we? You know how in Minecraft we build amazing structures in a virtual world. Well, Think of climbing frames as our way of building epic structures for our plants in the real world. We're taking gardening to a whole new level. So, what exactly is a climbing frame? It's like a supportive buddy for our climbing plants, such as vines, helping them grow vertically and reach for the sky. These frames give our plants something to cling to or wrap around as they grow, guiding them on their ascent and providing support for their stems and branches. Climbing frames come in all shapes and sizes, from lattices and trellises to others. We can even get creative and use materials like wood for sturdy stakes, metal like that of chicken wire, or everyday PVC for a fantastic plastic setup. Climbing frames not only support healthy plant growth, but they also maximize the use of vertical space in our gardens. It's like giving our plants their very own high-rise apartments. Talk about maximizing real estate. Now, let's take a stroll through some common structures used in vertical gardening. First up, we have the arbor. It's a freestanding structure that can be made from wood or metal, forming a charming tunnel or architecture. It's like a decorative piece that adds a touch of beauty to our garden while giving our climbing plants the support they need to reach new heights. Next on our tour is the polytunnel. Picture a curved, tunnel-like structure made from plastic or metal. It not only provides support for our climbing plants but also creates a microclimate that promotes their growth. It's like a cozy greenhouse for our plant pals. Now, the trellis. It's a framework of lightweight wooden or metal bars arranged in a crisscross pattern. The perfect structure for plants to grow and thrive. And let's not forget about the stake. Not just for impaling the hearts of the living dead, upright stakes provide support to our plants. Containers are another fantastic option. We can use pots, boxes, or buckets to hold our plants, stack them up or arrange them vertically to make the most of our limited space. Oh, and we can't miss out on the cold frame. It's like a transparent enclosure with a sloped design for optimal sunlight exposure. It protects plants from extreme weather while making the most of vertical space. That's what I call smart gardening. When it comes to building these amazing structures, there are a few things to consider. First, durability is key. We want materials and designs that can withstand the elements, from strong winds and rain to the weight of mature plants. Think stainless steel, hard plastics, or treated wood for long-lasting support. Maintenance requirements are also important. We want structures that are easy to access for watering, pruning, and harvesting. No need to break out the ninja moves to reach our precious plants. Of course, budget and installation are factors too. Elaborate trellises may require some investment and professional installation, while simple wooden stakes or containers can be more budget-friendly and easily set up. Climbing frames are truly an art. There's all kinds of nitty-gritty details and important technicalities I'll delve into for a future video. Tools. All right, it's time to get our tools ready and conquer the world of vertical gardening. But first, let's prepare our arsenal with some handy helpers. Think of it as assembling our team of gardening sidekicks. First up, we have the pocket organizer. Trust me, this little gem is a lifesaver when it comes to keeping our tools organized. It's like having your own personal gardening butler, holding everything from soil to plants in its multiple pockets. Talk about convenience at your fingertips. Now, let's talk about the green wall modules. These prefabricated panels are like the building blocks of our vertical garden. We can mount them on walls and fill them with plants, creating a stunning living masterpiece. Some even come with built-in irrigation systems, ensuring our plant pals stay hydrated in style. Of course, we can't forget about wall anchors and mounting hardware. If we're going for wall-mounted vertical garden structures, these trusty companions are here to secure them in place. They are like the champions of stability, making sure our gardens stay upright and thriving. Next on our tool roster are plant ties or clips. These little wonders are essential for training our plants to grow up the structures we've built for them. It's like giving them a friendly nudge in the right direction, encouraging their upward growth. Hold on, CK, training's not in session for you today. Last but not least, we have hanging baskets. These cleverly designed baskets are made to hang from ceilings, poles, or hooks, adding a touch of elegance to our vertical gardens. They are perfect for trailing plants, creating a cascading wonderland of greenery. It's like having a hanging garden of botanical beauty. Irrigation and drainage. Now that our tools are ready, let's move on to a crucial aspect of vertical gardening: irrigation and drainage. Watering from the top can sometimes cause uneven distribution, leaving our plants thirsty or flooded. But fear not, my friends, we have a solution. Enter the drip irrigation system, our water-saving hero. It ensures that each plant receives an equal amount of water by delivering it directly to their roots. No more water wars among our plant pals. And remember, keep an eye on the moisture levels at different heights to make sure everyone's getting their fair share of hydration. Adjusting watering based on weather is another golden rule. Hot, dry, or windy days may call for more hydration, while cooler or rainy days may require less. It's all about finding that perfect balance, just like brewing a good cup of tea. Now, a couple of don'ts to remember. Don't overwater, my dear gardeners. Too much water can lead to root deterioration and other fungal diseases. We want our plants to have a healthy balance of air and water, so allow the soil to dry out between watering for most plant varieties. And don't rely solely on rainwater, especially in a vertical garden. Those upper levels can be rain blockers, so even during rainy periods, additional watering may still be necessary. Each plant deserves their fair share of H2O. Oh, and one more thing, don't ignore drainage. Good drainage is vital to prevent waterlogging and root diseases. Make sure your vertical garden setup allows excess water to flow away, avoiding soggy roots and unhappy plants. And that's a wrap. These 6 essential tips are your ticket to get started on your vertical gardening journey. Remember, gardening is all about the joy of discovery and the freedom to explore. So, let your imagination flourish and embrace the adventure ahead. Don't fret. Gardening isn't about being perfect or having all the answers from the start. It's about learning, experimenting, and sometimes even failing. Don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. And guess what? This is just the beginning. We've only scratched the surface. And before we part ways, I have a little favor to ask. If you enjoyed these tips, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell. By doing so, you'll stay updated with our latest videos and never miss out on any exciting gardening adventures. Until next time, happy growing and cheerio!